Anyways, they're saying these black holes are either direct collapse, which what happens when so much mass and so much matter gets into a certain pocket of space in the earlier universe, which, given how much smaller the space between things was that early on in the universe, wouldn't be too hard to do within the first couple 100 million years. Some pockets of space just got so dense with dust stuff they didn't even become a star. They just directly collapsed into a black hole. And that's what some of these black holes may be. And that as weird as it sounds, you gotta realize that the space between things were a fraction of a fraction of a fraction smaller than what they are now. Everything was just so crammed together. Now you rewind this to where the universe is only a nanosecond old, or a billionth of a nanosecond, a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a nanosecond year old, and the universe, that some pockets of space, just as that Big Bang is happening in that one first billionth of a 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 second, within that first, incomprehensibly small amount of time, some of those pockets of gas and shit may have been so fucking dense that they just collapsed into a black hole. We call these primordial black holes. And I think maybe, just maybe, that's what a lot of that'll explain why some of these black holes, that these black hole stars are. That's why I think that a lot of these black hole stars are as big as they are. Now they can't explain why is this. What the current models of science can't explain why black holes are, what they are, as big as they are, why galaxies are as big and fully formed as they are in the universe. But I think when you start really looking back to the extreme amount of things that happened within that first billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a second, you can kind of realize it. And I think that's what it is. Primordial black holes are what these are. Oh,